This is the final time I get to say it's radio days, and it's the 4:44 p.m. drop-in conversation. It's normally that we have these conversations every Sunday, so why not consider the rest of the year joining the gang over at Autistic Radio and have a chat with them. A no obligation drop-in at the 4:44 p.m. every Sunday at Autistic Radio. I can see some people are dropping in now. How is everybody?
Good, Jules. It's a work day again today for me, so I'll be here for as long as I can.
Yeah, I think the world's opening up a bit more now, isn't it? I noticed there's activities on the high street in my little town.
For genealogy, there are certain times of the year that really prompt people, and they are Remembrance Day, or whatever you call it wherever you live. So, remembering soldiers from particularly the World Wars. And for Christmas, it seems to be men. We'll just take that as it is. And New Year seems to be everybody.
How long have you been doing this genealogy as a profession, Teresa?
I suppose it would be 37 years if you count in the reference library setting, which is professional, then a huge gap for doing it for other people when I went into, digital publishing after this big recession 35 years ago. That was where I went. And then on my own, I think 8 years. But I'm not on my own because I am the chair of the Canadian chapter of the Association of Professional Genealogists.
That sounds quite a big cheese position.
It's volunteer. So I guess it does sound like that, doesn't it? Sort of like you can figure that out on your own, I suppose.
I think I'll say that I'm the CEO of Autistic Radio.
I would say they voted me on the island, but I was actually acclaimed.
I see in the chat that Robbie's had another difficult day, and one of the items is that Parcel Force, the couriers that we have here in the UK, tried to deliver while he was out, and he doesn't know where they'll be delivered, and now he's got to deal with the tracking, and it's just another thing he has to deal with. And people are offering him advice like saying, is there any tracking, or can it be rebooked on the web? But I'm imagining that Robbie is still feeling that real annoyance that you have to go through all these hoops. He probably knows the processes, but it's that I don't want to have to do this crap again thing. I think that's how I would feel.
I
I've been
understand.
waiting. I've been waiting for it for a couple of weeks. It was ordered before Christmas from a company in America. Only place I could get what I wanted, and it gets really complicated when it goes between companies. And there doesn't seem to be any easy way of working out when they're going to actually deliver it to make sure I'm in. Not that I've got anywhere to go until next week.
Well, Austin and I have just made a short introductions podcast. He was telling me about his book, and also carry on talking about his history of motivation with fitness and advocacy. I think we'll find that quite interesting when I get time to edit that up.
Yes, that's right. We had an amazing discussion for sure, and thanks so much, Jules, for having me on as well. And everyone, I'll type it in the chat box. It's called "Everything's Possible with Autism," and it's as a motivational speaker, it's my first book that just got released like back in June as well. So it's mostly based on my own autism journey, how I've overcome my own obstacles with autism, as I share how others with autism can overcome theirs too. And I'll be more than happy to share we can like get it as well for those who are interested. And fitness is something I struggle with. I know a lot more people who struggle like with fitness, as I also own a gym with my father here in the United States, and not everyone is great with fitness. I do know.
Austin?
Yes.
Austin, there's a sound problem here. Have you got some headphones on? We're hearing you twice. Are you open 2 tabs or something?
Yeah, I think he was still in the other room.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better. Much better.
Perfect. I had
we
to
wouldn't
my
have been
windows
able to
open.
hear any of that. Just go slowly through what you just said again for us, mate.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, sorry about that. I had 2 of the windows open. So, so my book is called "Everything's Possible with Autism." So it's mostly based on my own autism journey and how I overcome my own obstacles with the autism. I also share how others with autism can overcome theirs too. And yeah, Jules and I had an amazing discussion. Thanks so much again for having me on, Jules. And and fitness is something I struggle with. As I also own a gym with my father here in the United States, I do know others who struggle with fitness, and I am ADHD and struggle. I understand, Robbie. We do know like others who need a trainer or need like guidance on how to use like a certain machine or different exercises like within the gym, and I really don't get how people do gym tech. Oh, gotcha. With that, we know. Yeah, we do know some of others who don't know how to use like a certain machine in the gym or certain exercise. And hey, as we own a gym, we always do like help them out too. If they, as we always say too, if they need help doing a certain thing within the gym, certain machine or exercise, ask us. We're always here to help. Or if you need training, we're here for you too for that. So it's like everyone is different when it comes to fitness. Whether they need help with training or using anything within the gym, or they're really great at that. I do get that experience from owning a gym.
Austin, I think you've done a great advert for your gym.
Thanks so much. I say so
Okay,
too.
okay, I think we get it.
Thanks so much for that. Yeah, I say so too. Yeah, as I've been working out since 8 years old, and I'm now 27, and yeah, I say if I if I wouldn't start working out at 8 years old, where would I be at? Maybe I wouldn't be motivated enough to own a gym or train people if I wouldn't start working out at 8 years old. but gratefully, that has helped me to where I'm at today when it comes to like helping others. And yes, especially when it comes to helping others like with autism too. And I also train those with autism at a gym as well. I've had some like autistic clients like myself in the past too, and I train some now too. Each of them on different ranges of the spectrum.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to put that podcast out, and that's going to advertise your gym. I think we can just hold back on that for now. Yeah, we're just going to talk about being generally us rather than what we do for a living, I think, here mostly.
Sounds awesome. Well, I can't wait. Thank you so much. Oh, archery or dancing. Well, nice, awesome. Yeah, yeah. Everyone has their own different ways on how they exercise, whether it's through archery or dancing or yoga or hiking, and or even through like lifting weights. Yes, there are many different exercises that you can do. Yeah, that sounds great, Jules. Thanks so much.
So to pick up on Robbie's point about his mail delivery, Robbie, did they leave you a card saying what the next stage was? Like usually up here it goes to the post office depot for collection, which for you might be far away. But usually they leave a card saying we will try again at a certain time. And if you've ordered it online, it should also have that too, relating to the Parcel Force website.
The tracking just says next working day, and there doesn't seem to be any way to find out what they consider next working day. It's through two different parcel companies because it's come from America. It's USPS in America and transferred to, I think it's transferred to Parcel Force over here. And finding any details is really, really difficult. And I don't deal very well with waiting for stuff, especially when it's expensive stuff.
Next working day is tomorrow.
That's hopeful then, because I'm not exactly going anywhere tomorrow. I'm stuck in a flat till Tuesday.
This reminds me of a phenomenon that we talked about once, maybe on the 555, Harry's Facebook. It was a thing that happens to some of us, probably some of a lot of people, but I think it was specifically about autism, where if something gets hung up, like a good example was your computer, you are stuck in that loop. And I could see that happening with couriers too.
I've just had to order a book from America because that's the only place it's available as a new book, and I get really frustrated with the wait.
I get that. Well, hey, at least we have Amazon. At least if you get it off of Amazon, no matter where you live, at least you can get it no matter what, right?
Most of the time, I'm ordering things from small companies because not everything is available on Amazon. The book I wanted, it was almost expensive for second-hand copy on Amazon, and it wasn't available new on Amazon. And I'm quite fussy with books that are in good condition. I don't like to buy second-hand books unless I can see what condition they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be quite disappointing that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, as much as you can get anything from anywhere off of Amazon. Yeah, it is true that some countries may not have their own Amazon, but I want to share it too. So as much as like I said that you can get my book off of Amazon along my own website if you live in the United States, but Amazon if you live anywhere. But I'm also selling my book like worldwide too, like in other universities, libraries, other bookstores, and online retailers. At least I'm selling it worldwide as well, just to let you know. So if if where you live does not have an Amazon, find it like try find it at a Barnes and Noble or anywhere where you can like find the book.
Are we getting an insight into autism here? There's a tenacity that's coming through, Austin, in that for some reason your autistic brain is repeating and reinforcing the sale of your book at the moment, and that seems to be all it's doing at the moment. Do you think that's part of autism, or is that just your enthusiasm as a salesman?
Well, yeah, sorry about keep on to talk about the book, but yeah, when I hear like the word book like from anyone else, it just makes me talk more in my book. Yeah, sorry about that. So I I would I would just say it's my my enthusiasm, and I would I wouldn't say it's like repeating like when it comes to like the autism spectrum, but I do know like those with autism they can repeat of what like others are saying. I do know that when it comes to the autism spectrum. Yeah, so, yeah. Again, sorry for keeping on talking about the book. Every time I hear the word book, it just keeps me going. But yeah, I can't wait to like talk more about about autism and of what we're talking about here. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no need to apologise, Austin. There's no need to apologise. I'm just bringing this to autism, and I'm noticing something, and I'm just asking you about it. I think there is a possibility that we get stuck on something. So when we're trying to communicate, it may be that we always feel that there's something we missed out, so we have to do it again or go over it. I feel that. Is that something that you feel at all?
Oh, I totally get it. How how you want to bring that up, based on the autism, and I so agree to that. We should bring that up, like when it comes to autism too. Yeah, I do agree. Um, yeah, I do agree that if there's something like more or like really important that needs to be brought up, that I do bring it, then I would like bring it up too. Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Robbie makes a comment on that conversation, saying that sometimes that he feels that he doubts that people are actually listening to him, and maybe that's part of the going over or the repetition or finding a different way of saying the same thing.
Yeah, I do feel that too. Um, yeah, I would say that if there's some people like out there who I don't think are listening, then I'll be more happy like repeating it in like a different way though. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, especially when it comes to like the important parts of what I'm saying. Yeah, so that really they could really get like what I'm saying too for those who are like not listening. Yeah, yeah, I do agree. I doubt it too at times. Yeah, maybe sometimes I need the evidence too. As much as sometimes it is easy to get the evidence though, but I don't think it's always easy for me. Yeah, I agree.
I usually want evidence that people have actually listened because I doubt they have otherwise. I think they're just normally going at one of their usual neurotypical politenesses if I don't hear anything to show that they have listened.
Robbie, did you um sorry. I feel badly that sometimes it doesn't seem like we're listening. I just wanted to reinforce a couple of things about hearing about the courier. One was I automatically was thinking you must have ordered a pretty special book based on your tastes in music and arts. So I was thinking to myself that it was going to be really important, like you were really waiting with great expectation, and it was one of the most important parts of your week. It would be for me, and that it would have been a hard to find book. But also, one of my main first thoughts was something I've heard you say. I think I have this right. That it would be more difficult to track this because you, I think, really probably don't like using the phone. Was I right about that?
Today's parcel is my hat I've been waiting for, but I have also got a book I'm waiting to come from America, the Red Road to Wellbriety, which is not easy found over here. And it was going to cost me almost as much to get a second-hand copy as to get a new one direct from a small company in America. But I get really worried every time I purchase it because they're normally quite expensive purchases, and I have been let down in the past and lost lots of money from companies, and I just don't have the money coming in. I'm already waiting for some items I've ordered for a few years that haven't come. So I really get frustrated because I have this obsession with money since I've lost my parents because I don't have much coming in.
Yeah, and clothing is important to you too. Gymming too.
I could spend a lot of time looking at clothing. It's all specialist stuff. I'm pretty experienced from buying from abroad because it's not easily available. It got a lot more difficult with Brexit because companies not wanting to send it. It became a lot more expensive, and I have to think of the value of the items I've ordered to avoid all the charges on top. It's just not an easy process, but is that makes me one of the ways I express myself. That and the other problem is getting measurements right.
Yeah, I have to go soon, but I just wanted to ask about those things. Another thing, that means you went on your outing today, doesn't it?
I had a few hours in a cafe and it didn't go well. We had a few words with each other, so some people are not very good understanding with autism, even though they think they are. So clothing is a lot of my big project for a masking next year. The intention is to spend more time dressed up as myself, and can't do it while I'm on the motorbike, but I can certainly dress as I'm like if I'm walking places.
I've seen some wild motorcyclists recently, Robbie. Girls as well, with, really colourful hair coming out from their helmets. You see it streaking behind them. It's just quite a sight. Damn, where's this thing? Okay.
I've spent so much of my life masking, trying to please anyone. I've decided, with the way they've treated me, I'm not going to bother anymore. I'll do no more than a neurotypical person would. I might just avoid swearing where I know someone doesn't like swearing and things like that, but I'm not going to follow what people want as far as clothing.
Bye bye, Teresa. It's toast and marmalade tonight. I'm not going to burn my evening meal while I'm involved in these chatties.
It's either Rivita with cheese on, or macaroni cheese, or potato salad. That's the choice. Or porridge.
Oh, so the cupboard is bare. I used to like when my cupboard got sort of bare, because I would get inventive with what was left, and sometimes that led me to get really interesting new combinations.
There were some really weird combinations when I lost Dad, all sorts of suspectly out sort of date stuff, because I was frightened to go out. And now it's not very exciting. It's because of the lack of shopping with Christmas means no access to good bread, so I have to be quite inventive.
Have you ever made your own bread, Robbie?
I used to make my own bread regularly. I used to make a week's worth of all sort of complicated breads like sourdoughs. I've got most of the equipment. Not sure how I will do with getting stuff in the oven, because the poor design of the kitchen, I can't open the oven door fully, but the only thing I know I've lost is the baskets for proving the bread.
I bake bread, and I find it's something that's actually quite therapeutic. It's a bit like that thing when you chop your own wood to make a fire. It heats you 3 times because you cut the tree down, you cut the tree up, you then log it, you move it around, and all these different times, and then eventually the last time is when you burn it. And bread feels a bit like that as well. It nourishes you as you need it. It's contemplatory. It's tactile and sensual. And then when you bake it, there's the smells and the whole change thing going on. And then it nourishes you again when you eat it. It feels to me that rekindling your interest in bread making would be a pleasurable thing for you.
I would say that baking bread is it's really therapeutic. I should even try that sometime. Yeah, I never baked bread in my entire life, but maybe I should try for sourdough. I love sourdough. Used to eat it like all the time, even with like toast. I could have like avocado toast with that, or with like peanut butter. But yeah, I agree that like even like cooking or baking anything for me is therapeutic, especially when it comes to bread making. I should try that sometime. And pizza base, yep. Yeah, I agree. I never made a pizza base myself, but I know my father has when it comes to making their own like homemade pizzas like a couple times. But I say even when you make anything like homemade is therapeutic. Yes, especially when it comes to making pizza. And just recently I learned how to make tortillas with my grandma. That was like therapeutic for me too as well.
One of the struggles is getting hold of the ingredients, because I live in a tiny little village. I've got to find someone that sells normal yeast so I can make the kind of bread I like. Then there's getting the flour, which is not easy this time of year. I know where to get it where I used to live, but I don't know where to get it here. So and then there's a concentration issue of making sure I don't burn things, which I'm quite good at.
Traditionally, it was all timing, wasn't it? I mean, I remember the yeast process was being quite complicated to begin with. But recently, I think over the past couple of decades, it's become very convenient. There's machines to help you make bread now, and there's yeast packages that you can buy, almost pre-prepared stuff. But I really like the analogy Jules was using about it being quite tactile and sensual. That's the way I approached it, and that's why I put the comment bun in the oven, if you want to follow that metaphor. But I had a friend who, in a way, reminds me of you, Jules. He's a real traveller, a real kind of, outdoors kind of guy, yeah. In a lot of ways, he's very like you. And he always made his own bread. And I used to think he was quite aggressive with it. He was getting out some of his inner angst because he would just start throwing it about, thud, thud, thud. It was really like amazing to watch.
Oh, oh wow. So how is he like aggressive like when it comes like making the bread?
It's when you need the dough. The dough is mixed with usually water and stuff, and oils maybe, and if I remember correctly. And what you've got to do is fold it and push it and fold it and push it and knead it and turn it. And there's a whole process. There's various ways.
Yeah, yeah, I get that too. Especially when it comes like the dough part. I know it's like you have to like knead it and press it like hold it hard. Even even when it comes like making either like bread or tortillas or pizza base. I see. I know it's like it's like I can see it's a little bit like like work. You have to push a little harder to make sure it's all like found out and in great shape before you put it in the oven. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I used to know when my friend was cooking, because when we shared a flat, because it was like somebody was having a drum solo in the kitchen. All these pots were banging everywhere. Everything was placed down with a bang. You know, it wasn't just gently put down. It was like, and it was like a little dance he was going through, almost like a marching band.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I know. It's like you're making music with like these like different types of like tools or instruments along the dough. Yeah, yeah. It's like you're making that music to get that dough into shape. Yeah, yeah. In fact, when I was like making like tortillas with my grandma just recently, like this month, as I was like going, I was like kneading hard, pressing it hard. I was using the water. I was like going like back and forth, like really hard with like all my muscle, before you actually grilled it. So yeah, I'm sure same goes with like pizza or pizza crust or bread even. I that seems like kind of that seems more fun now when it comes like rolling the dough. Now it's like making that music with the dough.
That's very important, Austin, that thing you mentioned there, the music of it and the rhythm. It's a sensory thing I think that autistic neurodivergent people can respond to, is that when we do things, we're almost like looking for a tone, harmony that makes it joyous almost, it's like good for us, and we enjoy the movement and the dance. And so a very boring or mundane task can be made entertaining, because you find the tone and the harmony in it.
Yeah, it's wild that, because it's like everything's conspiring at the same time. I mean, I started off with the sensual thing of the flour and the dough and the thing, and then Austin brought in the sound, and then you've got your own thoughts and everything. It's like at one with the universe, at one with the dough. These hippy-dippy expressions that people have, they have meaning about that feeling of flow and things happening to you at that time when you're absolutely engrossed.
Jules, you'll know this as a guy that works with woodcraft and stuff. I've just put two words in the text there, affordance and purchase. They're words that I like, and I use them a lot. And it's to do with that idea of like when you're working well, it's almost a conversation. It talks to you. You can hear from the tone of what you're doing that you're doing it well. You're doing it correctly, is a word I'm not very fond of, but you're doing it well. And so purchase is a word that was often used by tradesmen, wasn't it? Is to gain good purchase on something.
Yeah, it's like a connection and a fitting and an ability at the same time, purchase, isn't it? You're connecting with the thing, you have purchase on it when you move it.
Yeah, I do agree with that too. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can go with like when it comes like the autistic people too, and especially like when they like enjoy like the movement of it and like the sound of it, like what you mentioned. Yeah, I do know that they like the movements of like any kind of like toys, like like fidget spinners or like anything that moves or what they like too, or popping toys even, or and I do yeah, and and they can go with like certain sounds of like what they like too, as I do, yes, as I do know that they even like enjoy watching like certain things like over and over again with what they like to, like watching certain parts of a movie or seeing like over and over again. And I've learned too, like they like watching like the movements like of the credits like going up like at the end of the movie too. So there's like many different things of what they like to hear or move or see too. Like for those with autism, yeah, I totally agree with that for sure. Oh, pumpernickel. I never tried pumpernickel bread, but I know I tried like a lot of sourdough. And yeah, I like I like buckwheat for sure. Yeah, I gotta try pumpernickel one day.
Yeah, Austin, I do sort of resistance exercises for an injury, and they are kind of like acting as if I'm rowing. So they're like rowing exercises. It's resistance bands through a door handle and you pull. And really, at its best, it's a rhythmic thing. You can even do that press ups against a wall, various resistance forms. I'm not too involved in all that. I just do what I'm kind of told and what I'm instructed to do. But I find that when I'm doing it best, and people who have rowed, I'm not a boat guy, but probably Jules has had experience of this, I'm not sure. But a boat can be a wonderful experience as well, working with water.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. Yeah, that's great of what you're doing at home too when it comes to those exercises. Yeah, I do know those who are doing those like types of exercises, especially when they're going through like injuries and what they're doing based on what their like physical therapist is like telling them to do. Yeah, you just do what helps you. Like if it helps you, keep doing it. If not, if like find another way. But that's awesome. Great for you that you're doing those exercises like help with the injury as well. Yeah, what kind of injuries do you have? That's awesome that those have been helping you.
Well, very briefly, it's kind of like age-related arthritic things. It's got a cervicalgia in my neck, which caused, a problem with my neck and my left arm. So I lost a lot of strength in my left arm, reluctant to do certain things with it. So I've got to regain that strength. So you meet that situation where, you've got to, it kind of gets worse before it gets better. You know what I mean? It's not going to feel good pushing through the resistances. It can be a wee bit sore and it can be off-putting, but you just got to persevere.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm so sorry about those injuries for your neck and your left arm. Yeah, I'm so sorry that you've been facing those injuries. But at least you're doing what helps you though, as that's what matters. Yeah, I can see too that making sourdough bread is a very slow process for sure. I totally agree. Hey, no matter how long whatever something takes, I'll still be more happy to try it out too. I injured my wrist and drop. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Robbie. How long ago was that? How exactly did that happen? Besides just saying that you dropped on your motorbike. Yeah, so sorry again.
It's finally recovered. It took me 6 months plus to get the use back fully. It was affecting my guitar playing, my accordion playing, and because I was not at archery, all my memberships expired, and it was I was at when I was there, I was able to organise it easily through giving them cash. Now it's all online, having to, and I haven't got anyone to help me with it. But that is the only way I do exercise because I I'm ADHD. I get bored very, very quick. And doing something like archery, where exercise was part of the job, got it done. I don't do walking for walking's sake. Most of the shops I use are too far to walk, so I just park my motorbike virtually outside. So I'm not getting the exercise. The only other thing that worked was dancing. It's due to the fact my mind needs constant stimulation.
Yeah, dancing is brilliant. You can dance even when you're cooking and stuff.
That's so awesome that you dance so Wabi and that you like mountain bike, right? Yeah, whatever exercise like bores you, then don't do it. So yeah, what matters most is that you find something that really excites you and it keeps you moving and doesn't keep you bored. That's so awesome how you like dance, you mountain bike, and even with the mountain biking and the dancing, that's what like keeps you like going, right? That's so awesome.
I've just got my BMX serviced with the intention of trying to make an effort with that. Because the whole trick with me is it's got to be interesting, otherwise it doesn't get done.
Awesome. That's cool. How long have you had a BMX bike for? And how often and do you like go riding a lot?
I haven't ridden it a lot for quite a number of years. I got it in my late 20s. I'm now, well, I will be 57 in February next year. But I've seen lots of older people on BMX bikes on posts on Facebook, so I'm going to have another go. And if people want to start claiming I'm childish wanting to do it, well, I've no problem with that. They can go and get.
Robbie, are they small bikes?
Wow, that's so
Yes.
awesome. Wow, that's so awesome, Wabi. Wow, great for you. Since you've been in your 20s, that's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. But yeah, and happy birthday coming up, Wabi. Hope you have a great birthday celebration.
I did have to have a special seat post made for it because I bent one because of my weight.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, I'm alright too. I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man. Yeah, better make sure you put on that sunscreen before you go out in the sun and go riding. I'm with you, Wabi.
I've spent too much of my life trying to be fitting and being compliant. Now I just got to the point I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I understand that for sure. Gotta get going to work here shorty. Jules, thanks so much for having me on again. Amazing podcast that we did. Can't wait to get the recording. Thanks so much, you guys. Amazing chatting with you guys. Thanks so much for having me on, you guys.
You're welcome, Austin. Anytime you want to drop in, we're here every Sunday at 444.
Perfect. Sounds awesome. Thanks so much again, Jules. and good luck in India tomorrow. And happy New Year to you guys.
Cheers, fella.
Thanks, Austin. You're a diamond.
Yeah, anytime, you guys. Thanks so much again. And thanks so much again, Jules. Amazing times here with you guys. Amazing times with the broadcast with you too, Jules. Thanks so much, everyone. Happy New Year.
It'll be a really quiet New Year for me because Burwell is pretty much dead. It won't be noticeable. It's only a different day. Probably stay up to listen to the Dougie McLean live stream at around 11:50, but that's the only thing I've got to do.
That should be really good, Robbie.
I used to, when my parents used to watch all the music on one of the German satellite channels. There were fireworks going off somewhere in the town on the out from about 10 o'clock. Very different to where I am now.
Did you ever learn how to play Dougie McLean's song Caledonia? It's got a lovely chord progression.
It's one I have tried to learn, and it's one I want to probably have another go at because I love that song. I first heard the Celtic Thunder version of it, and then it's another one of going to have a listen to the original, and I like both.
Yeah, it's that E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A. It rises up and then back down again, kind of thing. It's nice.
I just love the words to it.
Yeah, it's poetry. There's kind of a revival in that. Although it probably never went away in traditional Scottish music. I just don't hear it so much. But I've been tuning into BBC Radio Gael, which is a Gaelic BBC radio station. And it's like another world. It's really nice. Takes me back when I used to travel with my friend up to the Isle of Skye and places like that, you know. So the songs that are coming out of that tradition now are stories, they're poems, there is a real Gaelic tradition there, you know, but in English, you know, very nice.
My dad used to get Beeple at Alabama, and I used to love the music. Got very expensive with buying CDs, and I eventually started learning accordion through that because I was looking at one of the Scottish artists and I saw he had a DVD for teaching accordion, and that's how I began on accordion, buying the DVD and borrowing my dad's accordion. I now want to try and get on with that, and I want to learn to sing some of the songs in Gaelic.
Did I ever tell you I used to go to fiddle and accordion nights when I stayed in Shetland? And it was so great because everybody was so loud that you could just play along, and it wasn't, you know, intimidating in any way. It wasn't, because you just became a part of the general sound. Of course, there were really good players there and they led the way. But you could just take your guitar along or your accordion, whatever, your fiddle, and just try and play along. And it just made this amazing sound. And of course, we ate well and drank well, but it was like bannocks, you know, made with oats with mutton on top. I mean, mutton. When was the last time I had mutton?
But when I'm out at the open mics, I'm happy when I've got other people playing along. It's just so much more fun. I'm not often able to play along with other people because I don't have the same skill. My playing is still quite limited, but that is another thing I shall be working on. Lots of plans for the music next year. And one of the things I have done while I've been shut in the flat is I haven't been able to sing, which is curtailed the guitar practice. I've been doing a lot more accordion practice. And watching one of the recordings on YouTube has really encouraged me to get on with it. This recording called Grey Soaker, and whether I'm pronouncing it right, I don't know, but I was looking at various stuff on YouTube. He uses all these effects pedals and loopers. It just got me so excited and getting into doing accordion.
Fantastic. It's really good to be inspired. I'm also thinking there's this thing about when you play music in a big space. So I can realise now why you want to get out into these open mic meetings, because you're in bigger spaces and it sounds kind of better.
There's more point doing it when there's people about. Playing on your own, you're just boring. I can motivate myself if I'm working towards playing somewhere, but I find it more difficult when I'm not actually going to play for anyone.
Right, we're near the end here.
I'm just trying to persuade myself that I don't need any more instruments, because I've been watching a couple of other artists that play violin and harp.
Robbie, it's been lovely just listening to the conversation and hearing about these things. There's such a complex life going on there. We're here every Sunday as a drop-in for anybody to express themselves, talk about autism or talk about their lives. It's the last time we're doing this for the radio days. We're here every year for 4 days between Christmas and New Year, so you can look forward to that in 2026. But we're always there at the 444 for people to drop in without cameras, without being recorded, to just speak to other autistic people from around the world. See you again, guys, soon.
Thanks, Jules.
Thank you.